Hi and welcome. You are tuned into CPAP for beginners and experts. I'm your host, Chris with AffinityHM.com, and here we cover news, product reviews, tips, and knowledge, everything you need CPAP, APAP, and BiPAP so that you can get the best sleep of your life. And tonight, it's a very special show because I don't have an agenda at all. What I want to do tonight is really ask you to participate and comment your questions. If it's a problem that you're having with your CPAP, APAP, or BiPAP, put a question into comments. Know that that question could potentially be a public question because I may put it on the screen. So just know that it could be a public comment, a public question, whether you're in a private group or not. And I'll be happy to do my very best at answering your questions all about the CPAP, APAP, and BiPAP. So as you know, if you have sleep apnea, and if you're having problems with your CPAP machine, then it's very likely that you cannot sleep. And whenever you can't sleep, it just creates a plethora of all types of different problems. If you're not sleeping and you're not getting REM sleep, and you know what REM, rapid eye movement, that deep sleep. If you're not getting that kind of sleep, it can cause so many various health problems, mood, all the way from mood and just the way you feel, just your productivity if you're at work or with your family, all the way to even vital organs and not so vital organs. Literally every single thing in your body requires sleep in order to heal, in order to function properly. So obviously it is super important, and that's why I'm here. So if you will stay with us through the end of this video, listen to all of the questions and the answers, I will guarantee you right now, if you stay on this video, that by the end of the video, you're going to have some answers to problems that you may be having. And so one really, the most important key to using CPAP, APAP, or BiPAP is to do what? Is three huge words that mean so much. And if you would take a look here, the three words that make all of the difference in your success with CPAP is never give up. Never, ever give up. I have been setting up CPAPs for, excuse me, sorry about that. I've been setting them up for about 30 plus years. 1988 was my very first CPAP setup. And I can tell you, I've just seen too many people give up. I hate to see anyone ever give up on CPAP because there are so many benefits. CPAP has been studied and proven to work 100% of the time as long as it is used. So if you're using CPAP, it's going to work for you. Now, there could be some tweaks that need to happen, adjust pressures, etc., but it always, always works. So that's why never giving up is really the big key here. And so now it's time. I want to ask you to comment any questions that you may have, and we're going to just live right here on the spot answer those questions. And I want to just send out a special thank you. Our sponsor tonight is Courtney Cathers with Exit Navigator Realty. Courtney is not only a professional colleague of mine, but also a personal friend. And she totally understands how important health is, that not just for ourselves, but also for our family. And that's why she wanted to sponsor the show tonight for you guys. And I don't know if you know where I am, but I'm in South Alabama, a county called Baldwin County, Alabama. And many people are not aware, but there's actually 60 miles of world-class beach in Alabama. It is absolutely gorgeous. So if you or someone you know ever considers moving to the South, definitely look up Courtney Cathers with Exit Navigator Realty, and she'll definitely help you out. Listen, the sand out here on our beach is very similar to if you open a bag of white sugar, maybe you're making a cake or something, and you look at that sugar, it's exactly the same down there on the beach, which is not far from Robertsdale, which is the town that I'm in. But the beach is amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you're planning on moving to Alabama, definitely look up Courtney. So What we're going to do is we're also going to have a giveaway a little bit later. So just type into comments hashtag AffinityHM. There's no spaces. It doesn't matter caps or lowercase, but just hashtag AffinityHM. And you're going to be entered into a contest that we are going to share here a little bit later on. So anybody that has a question, now is the time to drop it into the comments, and we are going to take these just one at a time. Earlier in our Facebook group, which is called CPAP for Beginners, I did a post, and there were several people who commented on that post a few things that they wanted me to go over. And so let's just start with the basic. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the three main most commonly used styles of CPAP mask. The very first one, which is really one of my faves, is the nasal pillow style. Now, this is definitely a nasal pillow mask, and there are different brands. Okay, this particular one is called the Rio, and I'm just going to put it on here and take a look at. With a nasal pillow, you actually have these two little, they call them pillows. And if you notice, some people are against using nasal pillows because they feel like, well, that's just going to go too far into my nose, but it really does not go very deep at all. The outside edge right here should be sealing right around the nair on the outside of your nose. It should not really go in your nose very much at all. So let me just put this on. I'll show you how it looks while it's on. All of these masks, one thing that all of these CPAP masks have in common is there's always a strap on the top, and it might be the most crucial one because especially with nasal pillows, the tension on this strap is pulling it up. So you would need it to pull up to be sure there's no leaks. Also, on all CPAP masks, there's going to be a place somewhere on the CPAP mask, whether it's full face, nasal mask, or nasal pillows, where your carbon dioxide can leak. So there will be a purposeful leak. And let me show you that too. I don't know if my little cheap camera can pick this up or not, but there are a bunch of, can you see that? There are a bunch of tiny little holes. They're right there under my finger. There are a bunch of tiny little holes. And that is what I would call a purposeful leak. So there's going to be air coming out there. There has to be somewhere, because you are breathing in oxygen, you're breathing in air, taking the oxygen. Whenever you exhale, there is carbon dioxide, which is actually a poison to the body. We need to get that out. And those little holes are where the carbon dioxide will actually leak from the system, so that the next time you breathe in, you're not breathing in a lot of carbon dioxide. So you will see that on every single mask. One thing about the nasal pillows and this mask, which is just called a nasal mask, and the nasal mask is just a triangular shape. It just goes over your nose only. And let me put this one on. But one thing that's very important to know about the nasal mask and the nasal pillow mask is that your mouth is not covered. So if while using the nasal mask or the nasal pillows, your mouth's not covered, if your mouth's coming open while using either one of these two masks, then you're gonna have problems, because if your mouth is open, then the air pressure is going to go right in your nose, and guess what? Right out your mouth. So the objective with CPAP is to make sure that we have enough pressure in this portion of your airway right here to keep it open, not only when you're breathing in, but also when you're breathing out. So whether you're using nasal pillows or a nasal mask, you would want to be sure that you are actually, your mouth is staying closed. So some people have a huge problem with the mouth staying closed. There are two solutions. One is you can use a chin strap. There are several different types of chin straps out there. My favorite, as you might know, is the Knightsbridge chin strap, which we do have on our website. But the Knightsbridge actually pulls your mouth closed, and it pulls the pressure straight up, instead of all of the other ones sort of pull the chin back a little bit, and which can cause some problems and irritations and such. So definitely, if your mouth is coming open, you're using a nasal pillow or a nasal mask, You've got to deal with that. So a chin strap may be the answer for you, or you may go ahead and go to the third most commonly used CPAP mask, which is this one here. It is a full face mask. It's going to go over your nose and over your mouth. All CPAP masks, again, will have some type of diffuse area with holes. This one has the holes here and here on each side so that the carbon dioxide can come out of the system. Many of the masks actually have a fitting right here that allows somewhat of a purposeful leak there so that carbon dioxide can get out. So if you're leaking here or here, no problem. But if you're leaking up here around the top or around the bottom, then either you have not the correct amount of tension, might not be tight enough, or it could just be a wrongly sized mask. So I'm going to put this on. It may be hard to hear me talk with this on, but hopefully you can still hear me. While we're doing this, if you would, consider sharing this video. Share it out there, because we need more people to know about these CPAP questions that you guys are about to ask. All right, so look, can you hear me? Okay, first of all, when you're using a full face mask, if it's leaking up top, then you would want to tighten up the two top straps. Okay, so you tighten them up top if it's leaking up top. If it's leaking underneath, then you would tighten the lower straps. Okay, and also, once you have the mask on, and I'm going to take this off and just sort of pretend that it's on, okay? Once you have the mask on, you'll want to do a leak test, which is look up, look down, look left, look right. If it springs a leak in that movement, then either your mask size is wrong, or you may not have the correct amount of tension, because you're probably not just going to be static lying there in bed throughout the entire night. So it's going to be important to make sure that the fit is proper. Now, there is actually, I've got some news. I've got some super secret intel for you guys. First, there's also a hybrid mask, okay, and that would be a mask that is sort of like nasal pillows and sort of like the full face mask all in one. It's like nasal pillows, but it also goes over your mouth. So the hybrid mask is really good. So for the intel, there are, after 30 years of setting up CPAP, there are two different brand new styles coming. Now, one I've already told you about before in the recent past, and that's called the Bleep Eclipse. We have been waiting on that to get through manufacturing now for about a year, but I believe that it's getting very, very close. And I'll just describe what the Bleep Eclipse is. You have no headgear at all. I mean, look how my hair got messed up just right then. All right. And also it can be irritating, the headgear. I know it can cause headaches, etc. But the Bleep Eclipse is an adhesive. They call it halos. It's got a metal ring in it, and then you just simply attach, and it magnetizes to the metal rings, and there is no headgear. So you just simply, and there it is. That's called the Bleep Eclipse. The other one that I just found out about this week is going to be a mask that actually molds exactly to the shape of your face. So that particular mask, I don't know a timeline on that one, okay, but it's going to be here, and I definitely will do a demo for you guys. So if you haven't already, make sure that you join the Facebook group CPAP for Beginners, or over on YouTube, AffinityHM. Subscribe to that channel, our channel, and you'll be sure to be one of the first in the country to know about it whenever it does come out. But this mask, the new one, it actually will mold exactly to the shape of your face. And that is part of, that's part of the problem with these masks for many. I mean, it's just kind of they're small, medium, and large. Okay. Small, medium, and large. Maybe you can get medium wide depending on the brand. But this mask is relying on the softness of this cushion, hoping that it will mold and stretch and adjust to whatever your particular face is. But this new one that's coming out, I'm really excited about it, and it's going to mold exactly to your face. And my expectation is that it should be a really super good mask. But we'll see. We'll find out. We'll test it out right here on this channel. So let's see. Well, I see we have a ton of people. Hey, you guys, if you haven't already, type into comments what you see right here on the screen right there. Hashtag AffinityHM and no spaces, and you're going to be entered into the contest. Somebody is going to win a gift card to AffinityHM.com. And by the way, as you know, we do have the CPAP Academy where there are many lessons. We go through everything about CPAP in the Academy, and it actually is a 7-day course. And I have recently broken it down to where you can buy just one day if you want. And there's different categories. So if you're in the Facebook group, take a look up at guides in the Facebook group and you'll see that. If you're watching this on YouTube, take a look down underneath. You'll see some of the what I call mini courses underneath the YouTube video that you're watching right now. All right, so I see we have a ton of people here. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. Jennifer is here. Jane is here. Amy, Beth, Belty Cat, BC is here. Beth is here. And then we have a couple of Facebook users. That's fine. Nancy is here. And I know there are a lot of people additionally here that are not even commenting, but that's okay. If you have a question, go ahead and type it in here. Let's see. There was somebody on the post that I made earlier wanting to know a little more about the ResMed app, my AirView app. So obviously, if you have a ResMed machine right now, you may be aware that many people are having tremendous problems with the app and getting the data into the app. I'm not a big fan of the app anyway, you guys. However, this has happened before. From time to time, the app goes down, or just the cell phone signal. Maybe it's just you that's not getting a good cell phone signal. But I wanted to describe just really briefly how this all works. All right, so in your CPAP machine, each night as you are using your CPAP machine, data is being created based on your breathing, your pressure, etc. All this data is being created. That data is sent via a cell phone signal. So to your nearest cell phone tower, it is encrypted, so it's secret and your privacy is maintained. But that information goes to the cell phone tower, and then it goes forward onto ResMed. So ResMed has these big computers. This is the way I imagine it. ResMed has these big computers that take that data from every patient, millions of people across the country, and places it into a website. All right. Also private and encrypted. This website is accessible by the company that provided your ResMed machine, like us, like AffinityHM. Had we provided it, we would have access to the information as long as you had released that to us, okay? And ResMed assigns, based on the serial number, a certain medical equipment company, and then that all has to match up, and then I would be able then to access your data through this website. I also would be able to, if you allowed it, to allow your doctor or your physician to access that data. So we can look at reports. The reason that's important is because so many, if you have Medicare or Blue Cross or many other insurances are requiring people to actually use their CPAP or else it won't be paid for, which on principle, I completely disagree with personally, okay? But that's how it is. And so we can access the data very easily and seamlessly, shoot that data either back to you, to the doctor, or to the insurance company. So we know that you're using your CPAP machine. But that is the flow. It goes from your machine through a cell tower to ResMed's computer. Then the DME who sold that machine based on the serial number is able to access only those serial number machines, and only if you have allowed it. Something that you probably would have signed at the time you purchased. And also the doctor can access it. So that's the way it works. Now the data is also sent over to the app and to you in the app. And so just with all of that flow, sometimes this stuff gets hung up. And I think I saw somebody post that it's been 5 days and they still haven't got their their information out of the app. But it's probably nothing that you're doing. It's just going to be a wait. The reason I say I'm not a big fan of the app is because I'm a true believer in the more natural way to determine is it working, and that would be very simple. Are you feeling good? You know if you slept or not. You know when you wake up in the morning. You know in the first hour if you had a good night's sleep or not, right? And I think that that is a better test than looking at numbers on an app. So that's just my opinion. I know you guys love the app, so don't be mad at me for that. All right, so let's see here if we can find a good question. All right. I see Belty is saying he finally got a replacement machine just now. Wow, that is unreal. So Belty, and many of you were in the recall. What was that, like 10 years ago? I don't know how long ago that was. That was a long time ago. But I'm glad you finally got a new machine. That's wonderful. All right. Let's see. Okay. Uh, Amy is saying the headgear was too big for me on the Rio. Yeah, it's kind of designed for a medium to size head. I have a big head, so it works for me. But yeah, you have to many times kind of work around and try different masks. Even if you like nasal pillows and you're not having a problem with your mouth coming open, there are about 5 different types of nasal pillows out there. All right. Let's see. All right. This is Jennifer. Jennifer is saying, I'm still waiting for the Bleep Eclipse to come out. Me too, Jennifer. Me too. And I don't know currently exactly when, but the last time I talked to him, and I know I feel bad saying this because I've said the same thing maybe 6 months ago, that I feel like it's going to be very, very soon. So I guess just let's wait and see. Now, on our website, there is the ability, you can go to affinityhm.com, go to CPAP mask, and you'll see the Bleep Eclipse. There's a green tag on there. You click that and put your phone number and or your email in there, and you're going to be notified as soon as they come into our inventory. You will know right away. All right, so let's see. I see you could still hear me. Belty shared on Twitter. Thank you, Belty. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. I see it's getting shared all over the place. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate that. All right, so let's see. Nancy, Nancy says I clean the F20 foam with a baby wipe. All right, that sounds good. You can do that. Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up because for those who aren't aware, these masks are made of silicone. Almost every CPAP mask is a silicone material. And if your skin is super sensitive, and some are, 1 in 50 probably, something along that line, then you can get a mask that has a foam material. They call it the Air Touch, made by ResMed. It's the Air Touch. It's made of a foam. However, you cannot submerge that into soapy water like you can the silicone mask. The foam would, over a short period of time, really just kind of disintegrate. So cleaning it with baby wipe is absolutely perfect. I see Umar is here. Welcome, Umar. All right. Last summer, the app was down for over 3 weeks. Actually, I did not know that, Jane. It was for a full 3 weeks that the app was down last summer. All right. I remember another question that we had over in the group was the person was kind of making a joke, but also kind of not making a joke. And what she said was, how can I know that this CPAP machine is not trying to make me unalive? And with that comment, I kind of chuckled, but I do get it. I also get it because especially when one is new on CPAP and trying to get used to it, that air pressure can feel so foreign and so unusual. And it's like when you exhale with CPAP, you still have the peak expiratory in pressure in there. Still, there's more pressure. You're used to, without CPAP, completely exhaling all of the air. That's how it feels, right? It feels like you've exhaled everything. But now with CPAP and you're trying to go to sleep, right? You can tell that, hey, I did not exhale all of my air. What's going on here? And so it's really just a bit of a learning curve to get used to that sensation that you're breathing at a different place. So it used to be inhale, exhale, and now it's more like inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you're still breathing the same amount of air in and out, which is what causes respiration, which is what causes the oxygen to go in and the carbon dioxide to come out. So the distance is the same here instead of here, but it's just in a different place. And it does definitely feel like you could be, the machine is trying to make you unalive, but actually the absolute opposite is what's going on. It is keeping you healthier by using the CPAP. So let's see, do we have any more questions? I see a lot of people getting into the contest. All right, very good. AffinityHM to get into the contest. All right, so yeah, you can use a baby wipe with the foam mask for sure. Well, let me just take a quick look over here and see. Yeah, we have several people into the contest, so we may go ahead and do that. I kind of wanted to wait a little bit longer before we jump in that. If you haven't already, please do share this over to your pages. Even after it's over, maybe share it over, and let's get some more people into this channel, into the Facebook group, and that would definitely be a big plus. If you haven't already considered it, check out CPAP Academy for Beginners. We've had a good number of students go through there, and I'm getting a lot of really good feedback. I know that it's helping people. That makes me happy. I want it to make you happy. So definitely check that out. We have a discount code, Give Me 15. That's GIVEME 15. That gets you 15% off everywhere in our entire website. So let me see. I'm going to share this screen, and we are going to do the contest right now. Hopefully you can see that on the screen. Can you? Yeah, you can see it. All right, good. All right, so the winner of the gift card to AffinityHM.com tonight is, drum roll, Beth Baker. Beth Baker, watching from over on YouTube. Beth, I think that this may be one of the first times, if not the first time, that you've watched one of our videos. So welcome. Thank you for being here. You just won a gift card. What I need you to do is send me an email to admin@affinityhm.com and just title it winner and in the subject, and I will shoot you back a gift card as soon as I see the email and vet it out. I'll get you a gift card, and you can do a little shopping on our website. You guys, we have I think it's 140 products on our website. A ton of stuff, all kinds of different stuff. So definitely go over there and check that website out, affinityhm.com. We can use your business. I know you're getting your stuff somewhere else. Compare our prices with your deductible price, okay? And you might be pleasantly surprised. All right, you guys. Well, I want to thank you all for being here with us on Affinity HM, and look forward to seeing you again next week. I think I'm going to have something new. I'm hoping. I'm actually in communications right now about that mask that molds to your face. So we'll see what happens. All right, you guys. See you guys next week. Thanks again for being here. Have a wonderful evening.